So hello guys, I'm Silver Steve, founder and CEO of Silver Steve Photography. I've been into this industry for, let's say, 10 years, and welcome to Meet the HR.
Amazing guys. We are here with Silver Steve na tuko kwa studio yake. As you can see, it's a very beautiful place from what you can see. Sisi wenye tuko hapa, we are seeing so much more. And we've had this episode before whereby we were focusing on what photography is, but we decided to give you guys a little more insight because you asked so many questions. Turns out that so many people want to join this career of being a photographer. So we're here to give you the exclusive tour of what it takes to do a photo shoot. Because when you talk about photography, it involves a lot of indoor shoots, a lot of outdoor shoots. And now here, we're going to get the exclusive experience so that we can understand what happens within, indoors, and outdoors. We'll take you through the entire process of photography. But before we get to that, Steve, let's start from the top. Why did you decide to take on photography?
Basically, photography to me is a passion. Yeah, I did not start it as a way of making money, but ilianza ikiwa more of passion. Hiyo part ya kumake money ilikuja baadaye. Of course, economic up downs, left right, kama hiyo.
Alafu it's important if you find something that you're passionate about to do every day, na kupea purpose ya wake up na kujituma. Wow. And how long did it take for you to have such a beautiful space?
Let's say roughly 5 years.
5 years.
5 years, but kuplan. First unajua kuna huwa ile plan, una plan kwa kichwa. At least 2 years nikijengaga tu one day mpaka saa 5 years later sasa ndio nikaanza saa set up.
Slowly by slowly until what we have here. And how did your parents and friends react to you taking it seriously, added to the point of starting a photo studio? How did they react to it?
My parents, of course, for the longest time, hawajakuwa in control of what I do. Wanahoga tu ile, so long as whatever you're doing, you're happy about it, just do it. So hata nikiwaambia I want to start a studio, walikuwa tu no problem, just do it. For friends pia the same way. Lakini friends, most of them wako wana expect intervention into photography. They thought I'll be more into IT, julikuwa napenda vitu na IT. Sasa hii ilikuja. Sasa wakao to accept too.
Okay. And with photography, did you have to go to school and learn? Ama it's something that you picked up like because you're passionate, you learned through apprenticeship, through experience?
Mine is mostly through experience. I've not done it, sijafanya academically sana, but mostly ni ile tu my experience na kujifunza, mostly self-taught, kama hiyo.
Okay. And it's something that you were passionate about ever since you were young, ama you pick up along the way?
Ever since I was young, cause ilianzia way back from my granddad, alikuwa photographer.
Wow.
And then from my granddad, madhe akachukua. She had some cameras kwa nyumba, but me hizo time ilikuwa zinanikalia toys. Sasa baadaye time niliona kumbe ni kitu serious. Baadaye pia mimi sasa nika take over, maybe mwenye atanifuata pia ata take over.
Wow, so it's something that was passed down. That's why the parents didn't have a problem with that.
But haikuwa intentional. Ilikuwa something tu, unajipata tu umechukua, then later you realize kumbe someone who came before you was also doing the same thing. And
then you just carry on the legacy and you keep on going. Okay, so there are various forms of photographies. So which one do you specialize in?
Mostly I do portrait. I'm more into portrait photography. I deal with humans. I deal with people.
You prefer taking photos of people. Okay, so we have indoor photo shoots and outdoor photo shoots. And which one do you prefer? Kwanza, let's start from there.
I think for me they're the same. I give them the same way scale because before I came into indoor photography, I studied outdoor. I did outdoor for 5 years. So far it's 5 years in studio.
So you
I think
had a balance.
I have a balance of the same.
Okay. And which one is easier, the outdoor or the indoor?
Of course, outdoor is easier because you don't have to keep setting up a lot of things. Maybe if I'm doing an event, taking random photos is easier, but in a studio you have to make sure that the lights are okay, your settings are okay, everything is controlled. controlled. So yeah, I think it's easier doing it outdoor. Yeah.
Wow, I remember there was a certain time we had a photographer on this show, and they were saying that outdoor is easy, and the only thing that gets you in business as a photographer is one light, and that one light is the sun.
Yeah, it's the sun.
And it doesn't disturb you if you fluctuate sana when you're, you just learn how to.
Of course it does, but you'll have to learn how to deal with it if you fluctuate, too bright, too low, yeah. Because basically photography is more about light, and the first major light is the solar light, so you have to deal with it.
Okay, so let's now go through let's take the viewers through the process of photography, okay? So how do you come up with the concept or the concept that you want to shoot? Or how, again, do you source your clients so that you can get started for a shoot?
Mostly, you have to do research.
Yeah.
You know, in photography, for you to be known outside there, you have to stand out by first you should be creative. So you just do research, come up with an idea that you want to bring out, get a client who fits that shoot, do it. Then after you display, people now emulate the same. So mostly it comes from the photographer, but there are also some clients who do research for themselves. They give you so that you can bring it out. Yeah.
And most of your clientele, do you get them through social media or referrals, or how do you get them?
It's mostly referrals, yeah, from one person to the other. Yeah, even social media, because I'm still active there. Yeah, there are some who find me there and some are referrals.
Okay, amazing. And how has marketing been for you, especially now that you are working in a space? I presume before ulikuwa unafanya kama freelance, but sasa hizi uko situated somewhere, so marketing needs to be top notch. How has it been for you?
I think marketing is much easier now because people can find me here, but when I was freelancing, it was difficult to find a place to do shoots because most clients are not willing to pay for a venue or to have the photo shoots. So coming here to do the shoots is much easier, and the marketing is also much easier because okay, you see, referral is also still a way of marketing. So if I do one shoot and I do it well, this client will bring more clients and more. So I don't even have to spend more on marketing via social media because already the work speaks for itself.
Wow, that is beautiful. So whatever it is that you do, you need to be passionate about it so that you can make sure you get the best product out there.
Definitely,
Okay, so let's say you've gotten a client who is planning to come in for a photo shoot. Can you take us through the process into detail, in depth? How does the process begin, especially the pre-production phase of it?
Let's start with getting a call from a client.
Yes.
Telling you they want a photo shoot. Then you ask them the kind of shoot that they want. For instance, if they want a beauty photo shoot, you have to include a makeup artist. Then after the makeup artist of course will work on her depending on the kind of look they want to bring out. Maybe they want a fancy look. The makeup artist will also have to get along with that. Then after that, we go to the outfits. We have a stylist who does that. But there are also some clients who come with their own outfits. From there we just do the shoot.
So client akiingia hapo hivi kwa let's say ame walk into the studio and feel tense, how do you get them comfortable so that they can unajua kuna watu wanasemanga picha nini spendi.
So it depends. Kuna some clients wenye hawapendi pia ukiwa that hyper towards them, wataanza kufeel like this photographer is
into my space.
Sasa itategemea. So kwanza utamstudy. Ukiona ni client mwenye ako hyper na anaogopa, si of course unampea tu story kidogo, unamuuliza is this your first shoot? Unataka kitu inakaaje? Feel free. Unataka poses, are you okay with the poses you have? Hivyo the moment umeanza kumpea story one to one, anakuwa open na anakuwa free na shoot inakuwa sawa.
Okay. And after how long should the photographer, during that session ya photo shoot, after how long anafaa kuonyesha the client nini ana shoot? Juu kuna watu wako like wewe relax tu, tulia tu nikupige picha, but kuna mwenye anataka kuona nini anapigwa.
Okay, sasa it depends. Sasa on my case, client akikuja aniambie this is the concept yenye nataka, nitampiga 1 2 3 shots, then nimuonyeshe, nimwambie is this close to what you want? But kuna wale wenye already sasa like ni mimi nimecome up na anything, staff kukushow, si mimi nakupiga na najua whatever nimepiga is Okay, then after the whole session, sasa nitakuonyesha, you peruse through, na choose zenye unataka, kama kuna mali unataka we repeat, hivyo, yeah.
So that is after, sasa depending on what the client wants.
After the whole session.
Okay.
Na pia kuna wale clients hawakuagi sure. Sasa wenye wako sure, at least unaonyesha picha 1, 2, 3. Ndio utapata akiona ata correct. Kama kuna pose alikuwa amefanya vibaya, they'll correct it.
Okay. And online nimeona kuna history ya watu kusema, oh, I'm photogenic, I'm photo this. Kuna wale picha inawakubali, kuna wale picha haiwakubali. From a photographer's perspective, do you think it's true that there are people who are camera friendly and others are not meant for camera?
I think I'd answer that question by giving it a general answer.
Okay.
Ile tunasemaga, hakunaga mtu anazaliwa kama anajua anything. Hata ama artist, hakuna mtu alizaliwa akijua kuimba, kila mtu amejua kuimba, dancers wamejua tu. Sasa hata wenye wakagi poa kwa photos, ukizoea, just pose na itakuja tu peke yake with time. Hata mimi mwenyewe as a photographer, mimi sipendi photos, napenda tu kupiga watu, but ikifika tu as in hivyo tu, but sasa ikifika like I'm supposed to do that shoot, I'll just come in. So I think ni mentality tu yenye mtu anafatua aache kuwa nayo na kuwa tu positive, na kila kitu inakuwa sawa.
So Steve, tumeshinda tukiongelea sana what a photographer should do, but when it comes to dealing with clientele, what are some of the etiquette yenye client anafaa kuwa nayo akikuja kwa studio?
Etiquette ya client mostly hatuwezi determine juu watu kwa different. Client anaweza kuja akiwa polite, to deal pia na the same way. Akikuja akiwa rude, si la have to kuwa polite, tunajua we in business. So uwezi control the way a client comes to you, but inakuwaga the best, anafatua kwa his or her best behavior, ndio pia apatie photographer an easier time kumpatia the best shots ukiwa pale. I guess uwezi control vile client behave, jua tujuani mostly.
Very true.
Uwezi control.
So you have to be ready to deal with
any client, any type, arrogant, soft, what lazima udeal to now.
Wow. Okay, that requires a lot of strength. And when it comes to the prices, the packages that you offer, how do you determine them?
Mostly we determine with the amount of time we take during the session. We also determine with the location of the place, maybe if the client has to pay for transport, if we have to pay for the venue, alafu pia the effort that we put into that shoot. For instance, kama ni zile creative shoots, you have to go to the mile of, for instance, let's say we want to use sleeves, you have to go to the extent of getting those sleeves, bringing them to the studio. Unapata, so client has to cater for some of those things.
That's correct.
Kama hizo, so tukicombine hizo zote tunaweza kupatia, but kama ni zile simple sessions, hizo zina cost less, but zenye zina entail a lot of things, especially the creative shoots, of course the price goes higher.
And those prices, are they cast on stone ama ni negotiable? Mtaki kuinbox mnaweza
tunakuwa na zile zenye ni negotiable, especially if you are doing outdoor. The client atakwambia hapana, place mnakuja shoot si mbali, uta take a lot of time. Sasa you have pia to consider. Sasa na kuna zingine zenye zinakuwa fixed, especially in studio most of our shoots are fixed. Juu kila kitu iko hapa. And when it comes to photography and dealing with different people, do you require to be an extrovert for you to do well as a photographer? I think you'll have to be an extrovert because you're dealing with people. So if you're an introvert, you'll not do much. Okay, we have photographers who are introverts, but most of them are not doing it for business. But if you're doing it to get money, you'll have to be out there, outspoken, everything, so that you can be able to maybe negotiate with a client. You want to get some job, you have to talk, you have to be able to
Okay, and many a times I've heard of photographers who have had issues in the past, and even right now it's still happening, whereby you're called in for an event and you're told, you asked for pay and you're told there is no pay, this is just a platform for you to gain more exposure and sell your brand out there. So do you think that's fair to the photographers out there who are called in for events, just shoot for exposure and not to get their money's worth? Ama it's a good learning experience to get your work out there. You don't need to keep on doing photo shoots just for the pay.
I think that depends. Because the moment client amekupigia simu, you should be able to wewe mwenyewe ujiassess. Nataka kwenda ku make do ama nataka kwenda kupata exposure. Wewe mwenyewe ukiamua you want to go there for exposure, hata usicomplain, si ni wewe mwenyewe umekubali. Juu lazima alikucontact. But juu si rahisi ati ujipate tu hapo then client anze kuambia it's just for exposure. Na kama it's for money, of course kuna deposit, client lazima atakulipa deposit. So unaenda hapo to get paid and everything. Na ukimaliza job, of course before you deliver you get your pay. But sasa kama you're going there for exposure, I guess ni wewe mwenyewe ulijitakia juu alikucontact na akakuuliza. So by the time you're going there, I think ni kama ni makosa ni yako. So
so you need to communicate better. The moment umekuwa contacted,
mwambie mimi I don't want exposure, mimi nakuja kufanya kazi. So kama ni kazi, give me my deposit, fanye kazi.
Okay. But is it wrong for photographers to take those exposure gigs?
No, it's not wrong, especially for beginners. I think ni poa. Juu pia mimi I did a lot of free shoots before I got to where I am. So I think kama uko determined, unaweza zifanya.
You do them so that you can sell what you do out there. Utapiga mtu picha vizuri, aipate, then the next time they'll come pay for the services. So don't be discouraged even though you're doing shoots for free right now, okay? Later in life it will pay off.
It will pay.
And after doing a photo shoot, how long is a photographer supposed to stay with the client's photo? Because you've had stories whereby client alikuja akapiga picha, hakufuatilia na hakubalizia pesa, then like 3 months later ama 6 months later ndo anamalizia hiyo pesa akiitisha picha, na labda photographer asha clear juu anahitaji more space for more photos. So yes.
Okay, for event shoots, mostly let's say 3 weeks. Maybe let's say take an example of a wedding. A wedding can take about 3 weeks if it's a video. Then hasa shida sengine ni ukujia kwa client, maybe ushamaliza kuedit, alafu yeye maybe alisha spend do yenye alikuwa anafaa kulipa. Sasa unaona saa makosa hapo ni side yake, lakini mimi kazi yangu nisha perform. Alafu sasa kuna an instance of maybe let's say a photo shoot, normal photo shoot in studio. Maybe I can take 1 or 2 days to edit. Afu pia inategemea na workload yenye tuko nayo in studio. Unajua maybe kama umekuja ile siku, maybe it's on a weekend, tumekuwa na clients wengi, siwe peke yako for instance. So hapo unajua pia utaweza kutupea time to edit. Kuna wenye kuja nadhani ni hao peke yao, unaanza kuharakisha, na maybe kuna wenye kuja wa kwanza. Hata kama tuko na editors, itatake a toll on them. So tunawapatiaga maybe let's say 3-4 days hapo, ikienda sana mtu anakuwa ashapata kazi yake. Especially kama usha clear payment, I think hata wewe mwenyewe kama client tufai hata kutuuliza juu sasa unajua mzigo iko na side, sisi tunafaa ku deliver. So
you make sure you deliver. Na clients wenyewe wanaendanga wanaacha picha waongelee, wanaenda tu wanapotea tu.
Sasa in our case, tuli come up with a way of avoid such instances where you have to clear your pay before you get out of the studio. So hata ukienda ukae for 1 year, si hatuendi loss. Si tushamaliza kazi umetulipa.
That's it. So ushamaliza sasa.
Lakini tukiekati unakuja tunakupiga picha na deni, ni sisi tutateseka.
Very true. And business has to keep running. So you have to come up with measures to make sure that happens. And what are some of the challenges in your experience kama photographer, both outdoor and indoor?
Challenges especially mostly ni hizo za pay tu. Like unamaliza kazi, client akulipi, ama ile yenye alikulipa nusu, unashanga kwa ni client anaja na hii kazi yake tena anymore, kitu kama hiyo. Another challenge ni maybe kama places tunaenda kufanya shoot ni na huko interior kabisa, na client hataki kufacilitate transport, na anataka ufike hapo like ni kama huwa hawajali in terms of mambo kama hizo. Lakini sasa juu unatafuta pesa, unajua you'll have to go all the way, but it's a challenge to us. I think mostly ni hizo tu. Alafu kujulikana out there, marketing sio easy, kukundi ujulikane, watu waanze clients waanze kuwa wengi, but tunangangana tu.
Wow. And itajipa tu, hustle itajipa. You're giving your all, so most definitely it will pay off in the long run. And when it comes to post-production, the editing process, kuna these softwares that people use. So which ones are you well conversant with when it comes to editing the photos your clients?
Mostly, the most common one is Photoshop. Kuna zingine sijui kina Filmora, sijui Picasa. Okay, ni mingi zenye mtu anaweza tumia. But sasa photography is art. So wewe unaweza angalia picha ina given way imeeditiwa na Photoshop na mimi niangalie imeeditiwa na different software, but zote tukiangalia tunaona ziko sawa, mwingine ataona haiko sawa. So I think softwares ziko outcome yenye mtu anataka kubring out kwa art yake ni yeye mwenyewe anaamua.
Also depending on what you want to achieve at the end of the day. Okay, so you pick a software depending on
what you
the outcome. Okay, amazing guys. I hope you're following through with this conversation. Now, unfortunately, we are almost out of time, but I'm hoping you have picked a thing or two that you're going to implement in your photographer's journey, whether you're thinking about starting it or you're still continuing with it. So, what word of advice would you give to photographers out there when you wanangangana? They're really trying to get to a point, at this point in yuko saizi. What word of advice would you tell them using this camera right here?
Mostly kitu mimi naweza ambia mtu ni journeys za watu hazikuagi the same. Kila mtu ako na journey yake. Kuna mtu ataamka leo kama photographer na kesho amehit anajulikana. Kuna mwenye itamtake over 10 years kama sisi na bado tunafika tu kwenye tunafika. So the best thing kufanya ni just work hard, keep pushing. Kama ni passion, amka asubuhi, shughulika, fanya research. You never know who's watching. And one day itajipa tu, borake tu si give up na mateso ziko lakini tunangangana tu. So no giving up mostly. And for the ones who are struggling, trying to come up with the necessary capital, because I'm sure to invest in a place like this requires money. What do they need to do so that they can get to this point? Okay, pia hiyo naweza sema kuna different ways. Maybe you can save up. Some people go for loans. Some people do fundraisers. So it depends. Source of income hatuwezi predict, but kidogo tu. Juwezi amka leo ujipate uko na hizi vitu zote.
Very true.
Kesho ukiamka ukipata kidogo nunua ka tripod, ukipata kidogo nunua ka light. Hivyo pole tu na tajaa tu.
And do you believe people out there in the society, do they take photography as a serious career ama bado wanaona ni mchezo?
Okay, mara nyingi kuna wenye bado wanaona kama ni sio kitu serious. Juu unapataga tumeenda mahali mtu anakuuliza unafanya kazi gani? Ambia photography. Na mtu anakuuliza kazi yako.
Sisemi hobby.
Like haoni kama ni kitu serious. So kuna watu wenye wanaifanya as a hobby juu of course it's a hobby, na kuna wenye wanaifanya as a business. So inategemea tu na venye mtu anaichukulia.
And what's the importance of teamwork when it comes to photography? Am I working as a photographer?
Teamwork ni important. Juu mkiwa as a team, you are able to come up with a lot of ideas and you are able to display good work out there. Pia mkiwa as a team, unajua kama una photography ina involve equipment mingi. So kuzihandle mkiwa as a team ni easier. As in, of course, as in teamwork iko na a lot of advantages as compared to ukiwa peke yako. Pia pale kwa editing mkiwa as a team, mtu anaweza edit hivi, mwingine akwambia hapana fanya hivi itakuwa better. So teamwork is good.
So the more the merrier. Okay, amazing guys. So that brings us to the end of today's conversation. I hope you have learned so many things from what we had taught you earlier to what we have now. We've given you an in-depth experience. We've walked you through the journey of what it takes to do a photo shoot all the way till the end, okay? So make sure that you implement it as you're chasing towards your dream of becoming a photographer, and I know it will work out in the end. And remember, at Meet the HR, we say that there is no luck in career, but it's an opportunity meets preparation. So go out there, prepare yourself for that career, and I will see you in the job market. My name is Sylvia Wanja. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. Bye-bye.